What is up, everybody? Skratch coming up with another Raid Shadow Legends video. Welcome to the channel, everyone. We've put the camera on, the lights on, makeup. If you guys watched the video that I dropped in the morning, probably you know what I'm talking about. Basically, they released the new patch. The new dungeon is in-game. And guess what? For everyone's surprise, they haven't fixed a damn bug. Everything works exactly like it worked on the test server. So hopefully, once the masses will start complaining about the same things that we did that is bugged, they're gonna actually start to fix the issues with the dungeon. In today's video, guys, I'm gonna give you the best champion that's gonna deal with this boss, the number one champion to deal with this boss for the majority of people, and that is a rare champion, and you can get it for free by farming campaign. And I'm gonna walk you through the entire process. Now, I'm a bit late with the video, with the guide, because I've been pretty busy today. I made a theme for the masses, for the majority of people, kind of like, I feel like, because it's a very hard dungeon, the majority of people will end up farming around these sort of stages with kind of like similar themes. And I made the theme for the very end game. Is a stupid auto farm time, super fast, might even be a world record, who knows, but stay tuned for that video. It's gonna drop straight after this one. Now, I'm gonna quickly jump over to the dungeon, right? So if we go right here, Necropolis, I feel like the majority of people will farm around stage 11. The reason for it is the best energy value, right? You're getting 9 to 10 potions, 3 to 4 medium ones, and it's not so hard. So you need around 200 speed. That's the speed for the boss. You need around 300 accuracy, and pretty much that's it. The boss has 1.2 million HP, so it's pretty tanky. It doesn't hit extremely hard to one-shot your entire team. Of course, you do need to have some decent stats on your champions in order to get here. Okay, that's one thing to keep in mind. So you can use different strategies. I've always been telling you guys, go and farm Hydra, get Stone Skin because it's a powerful set. You can use that even for this dungeon. It's actually going to be very powerful. I'm actually using it for my other team that's very end game. I'm going to showcase it in the next video, how I mentioned. But right here for stage 11, guys, I'm going to show you a different team. So this is the team that we are going to use. The number one champion to deal with this boss is Max Stalker. It's the only champion in the entire game that has a sleep for 2 turns on a 2-turn cooldown with 100% chance to land it, okay? And I think it's only another champion in the entire game that can land sleep for 2 turns, which is not 100% chance. You can farm this champion from campaign, so let me quickly show you that. I actually completely forgot about it. I opened 40 ancient shards like an idiot. I didn't got a champion, and then I was like, wait, man, wait. You can farm this champion from campaign, and you can get it from Godfrey's Crossing. There we go. Max Stalker, I farmed 30 runs, and I got a champion. But I still wasted 40 ancient shards. Damn, Skratch. Noob. You're a noob, Skratch. So, I'm going to show you the builds on all of those in just a second. We have Venomage. She's going to drop some debuffs. We have her passive, which will bring us a bit of damage reduction. This strategy is not tanking the boss's hit because the stats on our champions are pretty decent, pretty good. They're gonna manage to survive. You can use strategies where you have an AoE Reviver instead of Godseeker and Eerie, and you're gonna tank with the Reviver. The boss is gonna kill all your champions. That's something that I'm gonna show in the next video. So if you wanna get inspired from the other team, just keep an eye on that as well. I have double Royal Guards. I don't think Coldheart is very good here because of her A1. Her A1 is a quadruple hit, so she's gonna knock down the boss's counter very quick, and that's gonna be a massive problem for everybody. You kind of wanna avoid dropping the counter too quick. You wanna land as many debuffs, you wanna heal as much, you wanna do as much damage as possible. And of course, Godseeker and Eerie is our support champion. It's very important to make your presets. This dungeon is 100% in the need of creating a strong preset. I kind of like lost myself in there. So basically, guys, what's gonna happen right here is that we're gonna start with the sleep. We have Venomage with the A3 first. Then Royal Guards, they're not gonna use the A3. And one thing that I forgot kind of brought me back to my old days of Dragon 20 stage. Royal Guard will not use the takedown if it's no defense down on the boss. And honestly, with the stats that I have, I'm gonna hit the cap on the boss already. So I wanna prioritize the takedown on the Royal Guards. If not, they're just not gonna use it. And I completely forgot about that. And we're gonna start with the A1 on the Godseeker and Eerie. She's the fastest champion that I have in the team and the tankiest. I'm gonna show you the build in just a second. they do have pretty decent builds. I don't think they're OP builds by any means. I don't have accuracy on my Royal Guards because I don't really need them to do anything crazy in there. I'm kind of like relying on Venomage to land debuffs. I'm still kind of like hitting the cap with what I have so far. You've seen we probably knocked 20% HP. We survived the initial blast from the boss. How I mentioned, you can actually tank this one if you want, and you have an AoE reviver. All the rest of the team is gonna die, and they're gonna revive. The boss is gonna be under sleep. So then you're gonna keep the boss controlled and constantly have the sleep on. You see, Max Stalker dropping in with that sleep for 2 turns. So even if the boss is gonna take a turn, once the Terminator is gonna get filled and is gonna lose the turn, Max Stalker is gonna allow us to keep that boss asleep for 2 turns. That's why I think he's the #1 champion to deal with this boss. For the very end game, for the very high stages, unfortunately for stage 25 is the wrong affinity and is not a great champion to use in there for that particular reason. He's a tanky champion too because he's an HP based champion, so it's not going to be very hard to keep him alive. It's honestly the best champion to deal with the sleep. So this rare champion is something that the majority of you guys will have to just level up. Go get him from campaign. You're not going to regret it. It's not a bait to use this rare champion. Trust me when I'm telling you that. I do think that he's probably the most OP champion for this boss with the sleep, you know? Because nobody else can put it for 2 turns. And if you're not speed tuning your team good enough, you're just not going to end up in being able to land the debuffs on the boss or do other things because he's so fast, okay? His Terminator is going to go so quick. You see, he's already on 50% HP, plus he's bugged. Like when you're trying to deplete the Terminator with the Geomancer, his whole HP is going to get knocked, and he's only going to steal around 50% Terminator from the boss, even though his HP is going to get wrecked like he actually stole 100%. There's so many bugs with the dungeon at the moment, guys. But I feel like if you're playing it like this, it's going to be pretty decent. And I'm going to walk you through a couple of other things. The reason why I think you shouldn't farm very high stages just yet, and this is not for the Krakens, for the whales. You go and do whatever you guys want, okay? We're going to talk about you guys in the next video. But basically, you want to do a few pieces of gear. And you need the small potions for the very first 2 stars. You need the medium potions for the 3rd star and 4th star on the gear. And one thing to keep in mind, you're going to get your very first piece of gear. You're going to click on ascending. It's going to roll crap for you. There's no need for you to go and ascend that to 6 star because it's crap already. It's just waste of materials, waste of energy. So instead of it, you're going to move over to the next piece of gear. You're going to see the next piece of gear, and should I continue with this? Yeah, it rolled me crit damage. I'm going to try to max this one, but in the meantime, I'm going to move to the next piece. Again, it rolled me a crap roll. I'm not going to bother with it for the moment. So like this, you're going to be able to pretty much ascend your most important gear very quick, and you're going to handpick the ones that roll very good, and then you're going to focus in doing those. And by the time you're going to be in that situation, it's going to be like 1, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. We're going to be able to develop multiple strategies that will allow us to slightly climb higher stages, you know. So here we are, 2 minutes and 34 seconds, full auto, Max Stalker with the sleep, the MVP. We have Venomage, double Royal Guard, Gothic Cannoneer. It's very important to have enough DPS as well. If you don't have enough DPS, the boss is gonna smack you. So let me quickly show you my very first roll that I've done today, right? Because we got some free oil for free. We got some free oil for free, basically, yeah. I actually went on... the gear from him is on Ronda. So you see, this rolled bad. This rolled me accuracy. I'm not gonna continue to level this up. I'm giving up here. I'm not gonna take it to the next star because it's pointless. Now, accuracy is not that bad, right? For the majority of people, depending on whatever you're building. But at the level where I am and where I'm using Leorius, I feel like having the extra accuracy is actually be a punishment for him because of the polymorph blessing. But Ronda. So I got my very first gloves. You see, I already took them to 3 stars because check this out. This was the very first thing that I ascended. Bang! Crit damage. This is gonna go up to 100 crit damage once I'm gonna ascend it even higher. So that's actually pretty nutty. You see, I can already go all the way up to level 5. Let's do it, because why not? I had the materials. I already have 14 crit damage. The next level will give me 6% more, as it's gonna be 20%. I'm gonna max this piece of gear 100%. I need 30 big potions to do it. Now, for the other ones, I tried the boots as well and was a failure. flat HP. I'm not going to continue to invest more oil in this one. I'm going to move to the next piece of gear because this is pretty pointless, right? Now, let me quickly show you the total stats on my champions, guys, because I'm pretty convinced that a lot of you guys might be curious about it. So I have my Godseeker Aniri. She is built on a regeneration, a speed set. She can be replaced by AoE revivers, by different revivers, but you've got to make sure they are bringing some sort of healing as well, because that will benefit your team a bit more. A Rector Dread would be a great option, plus many other legendary revivers out there. Masteries, I have defense and support 3. War Master, Giant Slayer, Phantom Touch Blessings will affect the timer on the boss. That can be a bit of an issue. So these are the masteries on Godseeker Aniri. Let me just move my head a bit from there. Actually, let me just move my entire body till I'm showing you the rest. Then I have one Royal Guard. This is the one I'm using on Hydra. On Relentless, I haven't changed the masteries on them because I'm not going to use them on stage 25. I just wanted to kind of like show you guys what to expect. So the total stats, 33,000 HP. Ignore the attack. We're talking about survivability here. 1.8k defense, 202 speed. You got to match the speed. You got to be over 200 speed. Have the full crit rate. If you're going on stage 11, Royal Guard is going to be strong affinity, so you can go with 85% crit rate and get as much crit damage as possible. Just make sure you are prioritizing some survivability. Don't prioritize attack whatsoever because it's not needed. The enemy max HP is going to hit the cap anyway. Just try to get some survivability. Masteries, we have offense and a support tree right here, guys. War Master as tier 6. I would probably suggest you to get something else if you want to be safer. Now, if you're using them in different content, yeah, it's up to your decision. If you're struggling with the counter, maybe change the masteries. If you're fine with it, don't change them. Venom Mage. I have her on regeneration and a speed set. Total stats, 65k HP, 2.9k defense, 222 speed, 330 accuracy. See, I focused on survivability and accuracy. I don't have crazy speeds on her either. Masteries, no masteries whatsoever, okay? If you're getting them, try to get something similar with Godseeker Aniri, or just avoid War Master. That's kind of like my advice, because it's gonna make a massive difference if you have too many champions that proc War Master at the same time. It might make your team to don't be 100% reliable anymore. We have the second Royal Guard, and he's on Relentless and a speed set as well. And total stats, we have 38k HP, 2.4k defense, 210 speed, 100 crit rate, 228 crit damage. Now, the sets that you are using on the champions, they don't matter. If you have reflex sets on the Royal Guards, it's actually much better because you get to use the A2 more often on the boss and hit that enemy max HP. That will allow you to kill the boss much faster. So as an idea, take that in consideration too. Masteries, pretty identical with the very first Royal Guard. We have support and offense 3, War Master as tier 6, which is not very recommended. And then I have Max Stalker. I have an Immortal set and 2 Perception. So I focused on a lot of survivability. I focused the speed to be the second fastest champion in my team because I want to have Venom Mage to come straight after him to bring some debuffs on the boss. So my Royal Guards, they do a bit of extra damage. Total stats, I have 77k HP, 1.6k defense, 229 speed, 429 accuracy, which is an overkill. How I mentioned, you need to have 300 accuracy and you're gonna be fine on stage 11. In terms of masteries, I have none because I just got the champion. I'm not gonna get masteries on him either because if I cannot use War Master to bump up my damage, I find it pretty pointless to get the masteries on him. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it will help me a bit with the accuracy on support, but is that really needed? I feel like no. This is the team that I showed you guys. This is the champion that I strongly suggest you to invest in because he's going to be the massive carry for the majority of you guys to control the boss with this skill right here. Places a sleep debuff for 2 turns if the target has no active buffs. This boss doesn't buff, so he's going to be the GOAT in here. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Let me know how do you find the new dungeon, the new boss, and appreciate all of you guys watching. Much love, and I'll catch you all soon in the next one. Peace.